Joe Casucci, alias Jojo Banana, and my guests today is Brenda Monte. And Brenda, I'd like to introduce the next person.
My father is James Monte. I've been wanting to have my father on film for years. He has stories. They call him the last of the Sopranos because his life was filled with all that Italian. When they say Italians are all gangsters, and there's a reason for it, they weren't really, I wouldn't say gangsters, they didn't kill people, but they were bookies. They took action, and horses, numbers, and sports later on, and their life, because of that roller coaster type of lifestyle, was filled with all kinds of stories of police raids and people coming to the door to kill my father because he owed money or didn't pay a bet or whatever, debt or something. And the stories are really interesting, and they're real, and we have pictures to prove it and show. And my mother was, when she went to jail, which my whole family did, it's a family trait, everybody goes to jail in my family, they called her mini-clad, raven-haired, mini-clad beauty.
Mini-clad, raven-haired beauty.
Yes. And
Say that 3 times fast.
Yes. And she used to wear little hot pants, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't do much as a teenager because she got married at 16. She was the youngest of 10, so her older brothers, everybody was afraid of them, so she didn't have any kind of wild lifestyle. But she definitely made up for it when she got older. She did a lot of running around, and she was hanging out with that wild, criminal life, of everything was always illegal, and I don't know how to do anything legal because of it. And when people say to me, when you were growing up, were you rich or poor, the answer is yes. Rich, poor, rich, poor, rich, poor. Back in those days, they used to pay debts with things like land. We had property, the house in Tom's River.
The house down the shore.
Yeah, because somebody owed my father money, and they paid him with land and diamonds, right?
Diamonds. And had your a ring made for your mother.
So James Monte is my father, and he's not a typical Guido. He doesn't say, give me 3 of them, like my ex-husband used to say. He's intelligent, and he's not a bully. But he knows all the stories about the Copa, when they used to come in through the kitchen like they did in the movies. They really did do that. And a lot of, like Joe Pesci and Frank Vincent and those kind of people, they were a part of our life as kids. They used to come to my house for macaroni on Sundays and play cards. So my father could tell you more stories.
For instance.
You're going to introduce him?
I just said it. James Monte, I said it. How many times?
Talk about the Copa in Goodfellas, that scene where Ray Liotta parks the car, goes down the cellar, through the kitchen, upstairs, duking everybody $20 a piece to get a table. I did that. I took your mother every Wednesday.
And she said the mink stole. They thought they were.
And they put Jimmy Rosselli was playing, and she had to go.
Mala Femmina. That was if I could make our segment of all this Italian stuff. Mala Femmina is perfect because it was the women that were bad. That's what that means. Bad women, right? Bad women.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that were in trouble. My father worked in the railroad. My uncle worked in Ford. But the women, my aunts, were the ones that were. They got involved with the underworld and the criminal life and everything. They brought them into it, and as a result, everybody went to jail one by one.
Well, you say less of the Sopranos. Yeah, females had said that to me, and I know what she meant. Reminds me of Phil Leonetti in The Sopranos, because the Sopranos, last of the Sopranos, who was Frank Vincent, who had a singer when he had a band and came to me and said...
the Aristocats.
The Aristocats. Well, he had to change it later because Disney...
What's this picture?
This is the Copa. When they used to go to the Copa.
Yeah, that's the Copa. Well, I took her every Wednesday. I was a friendly face. I did like Ray Liotta.
You were in there?
Yeah, that's my father.
I'm in there. That's me.
Second from he looked like Jimmy Olsen.
That's me behind me.
Jimmy Olsen and Superman.
Oh, that's you behind.
Yeah. It's him behind him.
But anyway, it was I did the same thing. So
How
I guess,
old were you then?
In my 20s.
My
I married
mother
she
was
was
16 when they got married, and she had no teenage life. So she started taking numbers when we were kids, when we were little. So I'm not going to say what year I was born because I say I'm ageless.
Well,
but I was born
I'm not going to either, but I'll give you a hint. My Social Security number is 4. That'll give you. That'll get Joe's laughing. But I did that all the time, and by the time I got upstairs in the Copa, pay Duke this guy 20, take the car. They didn't have a garage. You had to park on the street. So it's like giving somebody $20 to watch the car. 20 in the cellar, 20 in the kitchen, 20 upstairs, 20 for the merchant date. Before we sat down, I was already gone for $100, but I didn't care because that's when.
And you made easy money back then anyway. It was big money, fast money.
Frank Vincent came to me and said he was a drummer. You know who he is? Billy Batts, in Goodfellas.
He was
And
in
Phil
Raging Bull
Leonetti
and
in
in Raging
Sopranos
Bully.
with the silver hair.
In Raging Bull, they hit him in the
Slammed
closed him in the door,
Joey slammed,
in the closet
Pesci
door.
slammed him in the door. So I know. Here's what happened. He come to me and said, "You know, I got a trio." I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "There's a place down the shore, VIP in Seaside. We're looking for a gig there." He said, "I got a new singer. This kid is really good. Sounds like Stevie Wonder." I said, "All right, I'm going to come to your audition. How much you want?" He said, "Well, I need $700." I said, "That's a lot, Joe." And
Back then,
back
yeah.
then, it wasn't.
So what was that, in the 60s, I guess, right?
Oh, late 60s.
Yeah, it'd be the 60s.
I went to Mickey Marie.
That was Joe Pesci, right?
It was, well, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Getting
You
ahead of
killed
the story,
everything,
Joe.
you always have to know everything. You always do.
So I went to the audition, which was in the VIP, and I hear this Stevie Wonder singing.
My Sherry and Moore.
That's what he was singing, My Sherry and
remember
Moore.
when
And
I
Al
was
Di La, he improvised, he put his own words in. And I looked at him and I said, "Who is this kid?" He said, "His name is Joe Pesci." Now, if someone had said to me then, this guy would get an Academy Award for a motion picture, I would have laughed in their face. But if they said he's going to be a recording star, I would have believed it.
He had a
He
really pretty
sang
voice.
that good. He was.
They had a
and-
very dirty
But
accent.
you won't see him on any of the few interviews he does.
He never
You won't-
sings.
No, you won't see him sing. You won't hear him sing. He just won't do it.
Yeah, but tell them that now. Joey Pesci, his real personality was like the one on Raging Bull. He used to start trouble. He was a short little guy.
No,
He was really little.
No, wrong movie. Goodfellas.
Okay, no, but even in Raging
Well,
Bull,
Raging Bull,
he was a big mouth and cursing
Yeah,
and
but
everything.
that's Joe Pesci. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He just
that's
acted
how
like
he is.
himself.
He's just being himself.
Yeah.
That's it. That part for Goodfellas was made to order for him. Absolutely. He improvised so many scenes, improvised a lot of the expressions, go after your mother, and your mother does this, and that's Pesci.
Yeah, but tell him about the time when they had
Almost
he
had a
used
fight.
to start trouble outside. He used to
Yeah,
always
we-
start trouble outside the club. He liked to provoke people. And what happened?
He
threw
was
something,
on the
a cigarette or
stage, and
something?
three guys walk in with the bandanas around their head, and he passed a couple of remarks. Then he said, "Yeah, mother." He always goes to the mother routine. And very foul-mouthed guy, but we all were. We all were. And the place is filled with wise guys. But anyway, make a long story short, he came to me at the break and said, "I think I got a problem." I said, "Don't tell me, Joe. I know it's with these three guys with the bandanas. I know you roughed them up." He said, "Well, they roughed me." I said, "Okay." I said, "You know, you're lucky. You got three of the best guys in the world to have when you got a problem. Me, my cousin Tanky, and brother Moscato." I said, "So we'll back you up." We go outside at break, and there they are in the car across the street with the headlights on, blinking. Joe Pesci's getting ready for action. They zoom across the street. He tried to jump and hang on the car, and he threw a cigarette in the guy's eye. Now that's you're not going to see that in the movie, but I was there. I saw it. That's Pesci. But he's if you have him as a friend, you got a good friend. He's very talented. He was 8 years old on Start
Very
Time.
loyal.
Yeah. He was on
He was
Start
a
Time,
singer,
8
as a
years
singer,
old.
right?
Him and Connie Francis. She played the accordion, sang.
Oh, we have a picture of Connie Francis.
Yeah, we have a picture there somewhere.
Yeah, with the white, black and white
And
top.
he put on a Jimmy Durante nose and imitated Jimmy Durante. That's what he did. So he was in show business from, when he was 8 years old, 10 years old. And then when he did Death Collector, which is a low-budget B-movie shot in Jersey City, and Frank was in that too. De Niro saw it, Scorsese saw it, and that's it. Once they saw it,
Yeah, that picture's good.
once they saw the movie, they said that he's going to play Jack LaMotta's brother, and he did. And he was nominated for Academy Award Best Supporting Actor. And if I tell you who beat him out, you'll laugh.
Who?
Timothy Hutton.
Timothy Hutton.
Ordinary People, a Robert Redford
Oh
movie.
my God, really?
Yeah, that's who beat him. He should
Oh
have
my
got
God!
it.
Now, Joey Pesci was great.
Yeah,
though.
but he
he
should've
was
got it.
himself. Now that picture is my mother when she was going through her "I think I'm the hottest thing on the earth" stage, and she was. Everywhere
She's
I went.
in the middle, right?
Yeah, she's on the-
with
there's
platinum
only
hair.
two. She was
when
on the
she
left.
came home with platinum hair when we were kids, we all cried. We got scared. Oh, what'd she do? But when I was growing up in Jersey City, everywhere I went, my whole life, from when I was little till I was in my 30s, if I said, they said, "Who's your mother?" If I said Chichi, her name was Teresa Ercolano, but they called her Chichi because back in the days, I guess it was the 50s, The guys
Yeah.
that used to sell the nuts in the hallways, they used to yell up in the hallway, Gigi, Gigi, and she liked the Gigi, the nuts. And
She liked
they-
chichi beans.
Yeah, Chichi beans, they called her Chichi, but they always said, Chichi's your mother, she's the most beautiful girl in Jersey City.
And she was.
All my life, I heard that. My father, who can draw, used to draw pictures of her, and he used to write at the bottom, the face that launched 1,000 ships.
Oh, Troy.
All the time. And she was absolutely beautiful. She was flawless. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And she knew it. And she was my aunt used to say, she's not a double crosser, she's a triple crosser. That's what she was. And Mala Femmina describes my family so well because the women were always double-crossing each other and double-crossing their husbands and they, but the stuff my mother did to my father was really, you couldn't make it up, the stuff that she did.
Yeah. How about your cousin Lucille had a lunch wagon that she got from Gecker's Pharmacy. She was going out with him, I guess, and he said you could use it.
Well, she was doing something.
Yeah, right. So they went into business, but they started wearing shorts, low-cut blouses. They were selling hot dogs out, thousands of them, because it was all male customers, Well, here's what she did. You know the story. Some way, somehow, she got a title for that truck, sold it, got the money in a check, and put it in my name. Now she said, endorse the check. It was like $2,300.
But back then, that's a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. I said, I'm not signing
It's
that.
like 30 now.
I'm not signing that because that's jail for sure. She said, okay. She signed it.
Your name.
Yeah. I'm laughing now, but later on when I was in jail, the whole
They came
year,
to arrest you. You were already in jail.
I was doing time, and they said, well, you want to make a deal? We know your wife signed the check. We're not stupid. Hudson County prosecutor. He said, this is your chance to get even. I said, no, if you make it concurrent and a small fine, just put it on me. He said, yeah, we'll make it 30 days concurrent and $250 fine, which was a little bit, it was not a lot of money then, but so I lived with it. But that gave me a second conviction, which I already did time on one, so it's not a good thing to do. But God's always looking out for me. Somebody down here likes me and somebody up there.
Well, I went, years later, I sold a big piece of furniture, and it was a judge that I sold it to. What was her name?
Zampella?
No, the woman, the female judge in Jersey City.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
the name escapes me right
Yeah,
now.
me too. Elaine Davis. Elaine
Yes,
Davis.
yes.
And she said to me, it was just coincidental that she wound up buying something for me, and she knew my parents. She said to me, you know why your parents went to jail? Because they looked too good. She said, your mother was beautiful, your father looked good, they dressed nice, they looked like they had a lot of money, everybody was jealous. So the neighbors that ate in my house every day that they fed